Why can't Democrats and Republicans see eye to eye? Besides all the partisan misinformation and ensuing tribalism that needlessly divides us, the push and pull between the left and the right is not only unavoidable, but it's actually a necessary balance that keeps civilization humming. There's a time to be liberal and there's a time to be conservative, but finding this balance doesn't come easy to everyone, particularly people who fear change and the unknown. These are usually your staunch conservatives who hold on to stagnating and sometimes harmful ideas for the sake of tradition. But along the same lines, if things aren't broken, you don't need to fix them. We don't need to keep trying out new ideas just for the sake of change, much less historically bad ideas disguised as new. It's amazing how socialism and even communism are still being touted as something that could work in the 21st century if only it were implemented correctly. This naivety happens when people choose to ignore history and especially economics, which proves everything has a cost in terms of time, energy, and resources. Which is why if Democrats and the new crop of so-called progressives took the time to understand basic economics, they wouldn't be pushing for free healthcare or free college, and much less a guaranteed federal jobs program. When you give things away for free, they run out. And when you guarantee people jobs, you not only stifle innovation, but you needlessly increase the cost of living. And it's commendable that so many of these quote-unquote progressives want to help the poor. But the fact is, the poor don't keep getting poorer just because the rich are getting richer. A significant driver of poverty are the irresponsible and willfully reckless decisions people make, particularly in the form of single motherhood and absentee fathers who have multiple children with multiple partners. If you really want to end poverty, you have to teach people to make better decisions and take responsibility for them, beginning with having less children, preferably no more than 3. Why must Democrats and left-of-center media outlets continue to deny this in the face of all the evidence? This is why some conservative ideals such as the family unit need to be conserved. It's not for nothing why it takes a male and a female to naturally conceive a child. Children need their mother as well as their father, and preferably the biological ones. And it dramatically helps when both parents love each other and stick together through the bad times to set the example of how to face life's inevitable adversities. And yet, when it comes to having children, this is where Republicans need to practice what they preach when it comes to limited government conservatism. There will be times when certain women will need to get an abortion. Yes, it's a horrible procedure, but worse than that are the hundreds of thousands of unwanted children that end up in a dysfunctional foster care system rife with neglect and abuse. This is where conservatives need to not only open their minds, but to a large degree mind their own business. This is why finding the balance between the left and the right isn't simply in the mushy middle. There should be no balance or middle ground on the right for women to have an abortion. That is a right that needs to remain in place. And when it comes to the promises of free college and free healthcare, there should be no compromise on accurately informing people that these promises are unfeasible, and there needs to be some minimal requirement of self-responsibility for the decisions people make. The societal problems that continue to divide us are not that difficult to solve. It's a matter of informing people how to conserve policies and ideas that work, and be open to new and better ideas when the old ones don't. Thanks for watching.